Hi, I'm John Martin, and welcome to trend number 4, the growing wealth gap. This is one of the 10 trends that we're covering in this video series. The growing wealth gap. People talk about this with all kinds of statistics. I want to share a few with you to put this into perspective and why it's growing. You know, when you look at the population of the U.S. that I shared in an earlier video, you see that we're projected to continue to grow. And that's a good thing. And parenthetically, you've also learned that the rural areas of America now look like they may be turning the corner and growing in population. So please go back and look at that video to understand those trends. But what I want to share with you is that the poverty rate in America, depending upon where you live, hovers around 12%. Sometimes in inner cities it's a little higher, but just overall it's about a 12% average. And it's been that way for several decades. And people go, this is great, look how much we've controlled poverty. Well, they're missing a fundamental math fact. If our population continues to grow and our poverty rate is held at 12%, there are more and more people in poverty year after year. And that has enormous consequences for everybody, including the folks that deliver transit services. So I want you to think about that statistic and understand that it's showing up in a lot of other statistics. One is called the wealth gap. Well, the wealth gap looks at the amount of assets, financial assets that people have, their net worth, at 62 and older compared to those that are 40 and under. And of course, older people who have had a lifetime of earnings, maybe have paid off their house, certainly their kids are gone. So they have accumulated more assets than people that are right there raising kids and trying to make ends meet with all those household expenses. Well, naturally we see this gap, but what has happened over the last couple of decades is that gap has grown more and more. Now it's a 15-fold difference. And our Federal Reserve System has said this is a problem and one that we have to address. Well, it shows up a lot of other ways too, and I think the way most families feel it is this way. 62% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 37% can't cover a $400 emergency expense. So that 37% is higher than that 12% in poverty. So you've got to look beyond poverty, even though that's growing, and just see how much America is struggling, just trying to meet day-to-day expenses. Well, what's the implication? You've got to continue to provide your service and to do it in the most affordable way possible. And if that can be free service, all the better. And the only possible way to do that is through partnerships. And so we look around the country and we see some great community college partnerships at work and business partnerships. I'll give you one example with community college partnerships. This is in Fresno County, a rural transit agency partnering with a local community college to do this looped service where it can take students from as far as 17 miles away directly to that community college campus and to really subsidize that trip as a community college campus to make it possible for people to get to their school and back. And so that's one idea to think about in terms of the local education systems that are in your community. Another one, Oates Transit in Missouri, has said, you know, let's go to some of the state agencies that take care of people to see if we can partner there. In this case, they partnered with the Developmental Disability Advocates, or DDA. And so this agency is now paying for direct transit service for the stakeholders that it's trying to help support in their daily lives. We're seeing this all across the country. This is one example in Arizona, San Carlos Apache Tribe, where they have partnered with a local casino. And the casino pays for the transit service for its employees to get back and forth from their locations, their small communities, to this one casino. So another kind of innovative business partnership. And then there's the government. And I know everybody is calling on the government, the transportation departments or the public transit departments across our country to say, please support transit. And I think we need to do a better job as a transit community, and in particular rural transit communities, to make the case that we are the fabric of the community and provide connections in so many ways to the quality of life of the people we serve. And so it's not just one silver bullet argument, it's many arguments. And we're going to share many of those in the handout materials that you have as part of this video series. So please look at the sheet, the trend sheet, and look at this trend number 4 and answer these questions as a group to figure out how can you address that wealth gap? How can you make mobility be almost a right for people to get back and forth to the quality of life that they deserve? Thank you.